Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. So for this week's review, we are going to be testing out the new L'Oreal Paris Infallible 32-hour Wear Matte Cover Foundation. Some of you might be thinking, this looks very familiar, and you would be thinking right, because this is basically like a new and improved version of the original Infallible 24-hour Wear Foundation. New and improved version of one of my all-time fave foundations that L'Oreal have ever brought out. So when I saw that it had an even more ridiculous wear, and the fact that it has 4% niacinamide in it, I went straight onto my little computer. I was tip-tapping away trying to get this. So before we jump in, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow me on my socials. I've got an Instagram, I've got a Vinted, and I also have a TikTok. Things you can expect within this video: we've got a demo, we have a coverage test, and I also do a wear test on this product as well. So if you want to see all of that, make sure to keep on watching. Tell you what, I don't know what the camera is doing to me today, but I look like a bloody ghost. So if you haven't been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, shame on you if you haven't. I'm just joking. I did something a couple of weeks ago which makes absolute total sense. Don't know why I never thought of doing it before, but we're gonna do it again. It's the half and half test. So I'm applying tape to the center, well, sort of center to my face, so we can really see what the coverage of this foundation is accurately like. That bit does not want to go down. I did this a couple of weeks ago and I absolutely loved it. It was hilarious. Also gives you just a really good, accurate representation of the coverage of the foundation. Sometimes without a definite line, you just can't tell. Now the bit you've all been waiting for. Every time, it gets me every time. I think anyone from space at this point can see the coverage that is going on my face right now. Obviously you can see that the shade is slightly off. Usually I would go a little bit darker just to match my neck, but when you buy shades off of the internet and you can't try them on, it's a little bit difficult, but there's nothing you can't fix with a little bit of powder and bronzer. So this is what we're looking like before, and this is what we're looking like after. I think it's safe to say coverage is definitely a 10 out of 10 with this one. You can't deny it. Look at this. You can see all of the hyperpigmentation. Basically all of my under eye bags are gone. Any redness completely banished. Look at this side of my nose and then look at this side. A bit wonky there, but you can see insanity. Now that we've done the side by side, I'm just going to apply the rest of my foundation and you can just see how it will cover all of this. Go on. Tell me you're not impressed. Tell me. Go on, I dare you. Because we'll all know that you're lying. Even though this is a matte foundation, as you saw, I did the half and half-sies. It's still blended in with the new foundation that I applied to my face. No issues whatsoever. Lovely jubbly. Definitely one for if you have a lot of discoloration in your face. Just smooths everything out, makes you look like the moon. You can't see my pores, you can't see my blemishes, you can't see my spot scars, you can't see my redness. The coverage is brilliant, honestly, brilliant. I'm now going to go off camera and apply some makeup to my face so I don't look so ghostly, because right now it is a little bit of a problem. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to throw in a couple of clips that I took yesterday when I actually did a wear test of this foundation, just because I knew I had a really busy day and I wanted to see how well it stayed on my skin. I'm a very oily skinned person, so usually by like 7-8 p.m. my makeup is sliding all over the shop. So yeah, here we go. Good morning, first check-in of the day. I'm on my way to work. I'm literally stuck in traffic. It's 8:15. And I have to say, happy with the way that it applied, really happy with the way that it meshed with the rest of my makeup. I've got no primer on, I've got no setting spray. So far so good. Obviously, I mean, it's only been like less than an hour. So it is now 22 minutes past 5. Looking at my skin, it's still pretty matte other than in the problem areas. Rubbed away a little bit on my chin here, but everywhere else seems to be intact. It's just that shiny, shiny forehead. Literally 6 minutes to 7. I've had this makeup on for a good few hours now. Forehead, like I said, looking pretty shiny. Wiped off a little bit on the chin, but to be honest, it's held up really well and I'm super, super impressed. Especially with no primer or setting spray on. What do you expect? A little bit of transfer, I can't lie, as you can see from my coat. But it hasn't actually really rubbed it off of my face, which is weird. I don't know, but it's held up pretty good. So I'm just about to go in for my brow appointment. So this is my last check-in. So yeah, as you can see, the wear on that makeup was absolutely insane. I did so much, had such a long day, and it just still was holding on. And obviously, as you can see, I'm looking a bit more human now, less flat like a piece of paper. I'm more like a normal human being. Blended so well with all of my makeup, like I'm just dead impressed. The fact that it's covered everything on my face is absolutely mental. Obviously you can see the bit of texture on my skin where I've got like little lumps and bumps from spots. It's just because that is what my face looks like, but it has completely banished any signs of scarring, any discoloration. I have no concealer on right now. I just have foundation, powder, bronzer, highlighter and blush, but that is it for the face makeup. So impressed that even without primer, it still held everything into place. Obviously I only wore that makeup during the wear test for like 12 hours or something, which is a long time. So for this foundation to claim 32 hours is absolutely like insane. I don't know who is wearing their foundation for 32 hours, but you need to have a sit down chat with me if you're somebody that doesn't have oily skin. This could last like forever and ever. Really lightweight formula, very easy to apply, very easy to blend. Obviously with this kind of foundation coverage, it's very difficult for you to kind of customize it. A little goes a long way, so maybe if you're using a little bit and just patting it onto your skin rather than using a brush, it might have a bit of a lighter coverage, but this foundation is full coverage. Great for if you're on a night out or something, probably amazing for photos and things because it just blurs everything out and makes a blank canvas for you. Not one I would recommend to somebody that doesn't like wearing a lot of makeup. It doesn't feel like a lot of makeup on your skin, but it looks very full coverage. And if you are a person that wants, you know, a bit more of a natural kind of glowy, this might not be for you. Somebody with incredibly oily skin, 10 out of 10. Would 100% recommend to you. 32-hour wear, full coverage, 4% niacinamide as well on top of that. Incredible, so good. I use niacinamide pretty much every single day, so when I heard that they're incorporating one of my favorite skincare serums into the product, I was like, this is one we've got to try. Okay, and when you're telling me that a foundation can even out my skin tone and my texture over time whilst wearing it, you've got me hooked. So coming to the end of the video, how would I rate this foundation? It's really up there for me, so I think I might actually give this like a 9.5. That's probably the highest I've ever rated anything so far on my channel, like even just this year. So that was my thoughts on the new L'Oreal Paris Infallible 32-hour matte cover foundation. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up so I know. Links will be in the description for this product in case you want to try it out for yourself, along with my social media. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on those. I have got an Instagram, I've got a Vinted, and I also have a TikTok. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this. If you want to see more, if you've got any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you again so much for spending your time with me this week. I hope you have a super lush rest of your week, whatever it is you are doing, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye guys.